Did he put one in my pocket?
Yeah, I put one in you.
No, I look like Morrissey.
We are Rich, Jen, Dexter and Penny, and this is our first ever time on a cruise ship.
There she is.
And it's aboard P&O's IONA, exploring the Norwegian Fjords. In part 1 of this series we explored places like Stavanger and Alesund, so be sure to go back and watch part 1. But in part 2, we're going to visit a few more locations, explore more of the ship, and hopefully give you some handy tips to help enhance your next cruise. So, here we go. So Penny was up again a few times last night, so I had another walk around the ship, but it's 5:30 now and she's awake, so it's not even worth trying to get her back to sleep. So I'm going to go down for a coffee, grab breakfast as soon as it opens at about, well, it opens at 6:30, and we're going to take it from there. But there are worse ways to be woken up early in the morning. So just to confirm, even as early as 5:30 you can get some ice buns and some pastries, coffee, and you can even get cereal as well. So you can have a sort of impromptu breakfast kind of no matter what time you get up. Second breakfast. I think one thing to consider with Iona is it does feel incredibly new and polished. Everything's just pristine, and I've seen this morning being up early, the cleaners meticulously cleaning literally every single crumb off every seat. And the attention to detail with the cleaning and the cleanliness is brilliant. Today we're going to...
I can play time.
So today we are in Alesund. We've just got off the ship. I have a list of things that we plan to do. One of them includes a sort of sightseeing tour with a little blue train. So I think we're going to do that first, maybe.
Are you excited, Dex?
779 krona for a family ticket for this. That's 2 adults and a child. Oh, and a flag. Here, Dex, right at the back. So this tour, it's 1 hour and 10 minutes. It goes all the way around, but importantly, it goes to the top of the viewpoints. There's 418 steps to climb up, which we were going to do today, but with the pram and we thought, let's just kind of, you know, box it off. Plus, this gives you a good overview of the area in general. And we're on a train, and you also get to get off at the viewpoint for 15 minutes as well. And they stored the pram for us, which was good. And we got a flag, which is currently stationed in my sock. Do you want your headphones? You get to listen to the tour. Norwegian rock. So we've just reached the viewpoint. That took about 25 minutes. And we can see the mountains. A few things we learned about Alesund. First off, it's called Alesund, not Alesund. John Arne, footballer who played for Liverpool, comes from here. We also learned that a lot of Alesund burnt down years ago because they all had wooden houses. And then there was a rule, no more wooden houses from now on.
It's lovely.
Don't blow it.
Oh, one for me as well?
Daddy.
Thank you very much.
This one's on me.
Okay.
Did he put one in my pocket?
Yeah, I put one in you.
No, I look like Morrissey.
Hey Dex, look at this one. You want to do it?
Can I do it to you?
Just got off the tour, and we got there at 9:15, which I recommend you do because we just got back at 10:10. That is just the queue to get tickets. Over there is just the queue to get on the bus. So
I don't think it's worth it for that queue.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth it for that. It's good. It's more convenient than you know, a thorough. Well, it's a thorough tour. I listened to some with the headphones on, but it's more convenient to get up to the viewpoint. That took us definitely more than an hour to get up and down. We're gonna find some ice cream now, I think. So we're trying to find the park, aren't we? I don't know if Alesund's known for its second-hand shots, but there's quite a few. I've got some on my map that we're going to go and visit, but we've just stumbled across one now, so we might have a little look inside. But there does seem to be quite a few of them here. So anyone with kids who's looking for a play area, there's a nice play area here, quite a big one with a park, with a hill right near it. It's just on the junction of Parkgata and Ragstugata, I think it's called. I think it's called Byparken. Dexter's loves going in park, so just to blow off some steam, we thought we'd let him have a little run around here. So we're trying to find Dexter a hat. I think that's a little bit too big, mate. Does that fit?
Wow.
There we go.
That'll keep the sun off you, won't it?
Gonna put it on? Wow. Whoa.
Look at Mummy. Wow. And you look at Daddy.
We were just saying then, like, so far Norway reminds us of a mixture between Brussels and Amsterdam.
Yeah,
Just-
but I'd say here as well, Denmark.
Yeah, just like, especially these houses here, like the different colours, and just the way the cities are set up, or towns in some cases. Just really quirky, aren't they? Nice. So we've just come for a little pit stop in a coffee and donut place. We saw the sign, coffee and donuts, and Jen was like, that sounds good to me.
So this is a Snickers one. I've already ate the Snickers that were on top.
I got a salted caramel and pecan, and then Dex got a Nutella. That's like pure salted caramel.
They're quite epic donut, aren't they?
They're massive.
As we walked in, some woman just said, didn't she, how nice they were.
Wow. No nice way of eating that. I don't like donuts, like how airy they are.
Is there a cronut? Is that thing people get? No? Oh, it is actually a little bit.
I feel like I've got it on the back of my head. Right, I'll only say this once, we're not going to have a discussion after, we're not going to have an argument, okay? But you're a wimp, she's dead light. No, we've already...
No, with me, it's not the heaviness.
That glacier thing with baby.
Oh,
She's
no,
dead light.
that was more, it makes your back sweat.
Yeah.
Sweaty hips.
Oh, wait till I'm at the ship, 5 minutes from now.
No, with her at the minute, she was like headbanging, but whacking me chest.
So it's only sort of early on, it's only 1:45, but I think we're actually going to head back to the ship now. We've gone round like where we wanted to go in Alesund. Alesund's a bit strange though because it's a long city, it's almost like, you know, the way Italy's long. It's quite long, so you literally have to go from one side to the other. It's not like you're in the middle and you can explore everything.
I think it's actually a bit too hot though to...
Yeah, it is actually, once again, to mention the weather.
And it's only 20 degrees.
But it
Like,
doesn't feels like 25 and up. I also feel like Alesund's a bit more, it feels like a busy city, whereas Stavanger felt like a chilled out sort of town, quirky. This is quite quirky, but it's very, I mean, you can hear the cars, like, that wasn't the same in Stavanger. It just feels a bit more city-like and less Norwegian, sort of. Just very much, I mean, I say it's like a normal city. Like, look at this in front of me now near a busy road. Like, look at those buildings.
Architecture's that, it's like a Gothic.
Art Nouveau, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Metalhead Stout.
God.
I'm so out of my element right now. We have to pick 4 beers for the flight.
And the guy basically couldn't be bothered to pick 4 for
Do you know what
us.
sounds really nice, actually? I don't know, it's quite hot. Crackhead Beaver. Should we have that?
No.
You don't want that one?
No, what about Musical Dreams?
Musical Dreams.
Were you embarrassed to say that then?
Musical Dreams, yeah. And can I have your number, please? Pretty sure it's like a child protection rule I'm flouting in.
Oh.
So just before we go back to the ship, we've come to Molo Brewery, which was on my list. I did want to come here, but it said it didn't open until 3. It's 1 o'clock and it's open. And I feel like it's been open for quite a while. This is literally right next to the port. You can't miss it. And we've got a taster flight, which we got in Bruges. So we've got 4 different beers, little taster ones we're going to share. Hallelujah, Metalhead, Haze and Chill, Musical Dreams. It's a lager, apparently. Nice one, isn't it?
Beer, I don't know.
I've been filming this camera. So you getting it? They do 25 different types of beer here. So this one was 200, for 4 beers it's 229 krona. It's probably more expensive if you're going to buy the drinks, but it's a nice little thing. Just get you drinking different types of drinks.
I was saying before, like how nice it is in here because like kids are accepted and welcome. Yeah, it's not just a pub. It's not just an Irish bar. They also brew their beer here, you can see behind.
So we've just been talking about the fact that we haven't got a window room and whether we've kind of noticed it or missed it.
There's some window rooms, there's some. That could be some as well.
That's a balcony.
No, the one's above it. That's a little bit bigger than that.
Do you feel like you've significantly... No. Now that you've just mentioned it, now I've...
a bit more for a balcony. Maybe next time we do a cruise, get a balcony, but like... The only thing you miss with a balcony is like this morning because I woke up, sat on our balcony, not left the room and seen the fjords rather than going out, but...
The room's quite small. That's the only thing I've kind of...
It's exactly what we need.
The room's only small, but it's enough. But I don't feel like I've sat in the room and gone, oh, I wish the windows here, because we're out and about enough. We're not ones to chill in the room anywhere at any time anyway.
As well, if we had a window and it made it brighter, you might not have gone to sleep.
Yeah, well said.
But no, but I think for a first cruise as well though, I'd rather not splash out in case we hate it and then we've paid an extra £500.
So we've just come back onto the ship, and I think I mentioned it earlier, but if you're coming on and off and you're hopping on and off a few times, you're through security in about a minute and a half. Apart from if there's a queue, I mean, from the second you start security, it's super quick. It's like a fast-forwarded, efficient version of airport security. So we've just come to the splash zone on deck 18. So given the fact that it's hot and the sun is right on it, it's good for the kids to just cool off.
So we're doing a model making workshop, making grommet, which is included as just like an extra activity for kids.
What are we making?
Hopefully it'll look like grommet. Your body.
By the way, if you're hot, like if you got weather like it is now, come to the clubhouse, which is where the bingo was, the mini disco and this clay making. It is definitely the best air conditioned place here. I've just walked in, it's like a waft of cool air. It's like the only cool place here. I don't know if they air condition it very well because they just assume it's going to be a bit cold, but it's lovely in here. I'm going to go to sleep. He's in the zone.
Come to see yours.
What the?
Want to see this one? Oh, come see it.
Twist it onto sticks, see like this. That's it, mate. What's rattling around in your pocket? Where'd you get them from?
Well done tidying up.
Well done tidying up?
Yeah.
Were you supposed to give them back?
Yeah,
So me and Dex have just come to the sports arena on the 18th deck. This is a multifaceted area with a basketball court. It was a goal, well done. They've got football nets, they've also got golf nets to practice your golf swing. So we've just been to see a little bit of the festival show at Headliners Theatre, and we always hear that they're like West End, you know, quality. It starts off a bit slow, but then it really like 3 songs. They started with Coldplay and Taylor Swift, and it was kind of like eh, and then they did We Love to Boogie with like a tap dancing number, which was amazing. It's just like it just got increasingly better.
Yeah, the dancing.
Like the dancing, and it just
like,
yeah, same dancers obviously, but like 3rd and 4th song is like so much better. So if you do go in the first 2, you think they're a bit lackluster. Not lackluster, that's probably unfair, but it just gets increasingly better as you watch it. We just come out because we got the baby, so.
But she was loving it.
But she was loving it. She was kicking her legs. She didn't want to just stay too long. Yeah, it's really good. Good morning. So if you're up early, like I usually am, and you're just walking around the ship, and you're looking for something to do, the art gallery on deck 6 is always open for you to just walk through. And early on in the morning, they've got some lovely, relaxing music. If you're into the likes of Philip Glass and Ludovico Einaudi, things like that playing just in the background, really subtle minimal piano. It's just really relaxing, hasn't it? Falling asleep in a good way. Just walking through with the baby. So if anyone wants to watch the football while they're on board, or just go for a pint in a familiar pub setting, Brody's is on deck 7, and it's also right next to the casino. Pretty substantial casino actually if you like a bit of a gamble. I walked through Brody's the other day, sort of mid-afternoon, and it was booming. It was a really good atmosphere in there. I mean, if you want to avoid that Brit abroad type of atmosphere, probably don't go. But if you like that, if you like going to Irish bars and stuff, you like Brody's. So we're all up and ready to go today. Just a few things, just on general like housekeeping. If you've got 2 kids, one younger and one older, what we've been doing is basically one of us has been taking the younger one for a walk in the pram, going for breakfast, and then coming back while the other one gets, by the other parent gets the other kid ready, and then they go for breakfast or we all go out together. It just makes things a bit easier. You don't have to do that, we've not done that every morning, but it just helps with trying to manage both kids, getting them ready and then sitting them both down for breakfast. Now we're all going to go down, Dexter's going to have breakfast and he's the only one eating, and he's a bit more eclectic, should we say. Yeah, you've had them all, well done mate. So yeah, that can work if you've got 2, you know. We're learning more and more that we need to kind of go our separate ways and divide and conquer with the kids, and then come back like we did in Disney, and it does really help, especially on a cruise. One other thing as well in terms of having drinks in the room, we've had tea and coffee a few times from the kettle, from the water that was in the sink, and even though it's boiled it should taste alright, doesn't it? But it just tastes fun. It tastes a bit funny and a bit rank, to be honest, when you just make a cup of tea or coffee here. We've been getting them from the buffet, and I believe that's filtered water, and it just tastes nicer. I actually got just a glass of water from the bar yesterday, and he didn't fill it up from the tap. The guy basically gave me the glass and said go and use one of the water stations which are dotted around the ship, because it's filtered water and it'll taste nicer, and it does. So if you're finding that your tea and coffee is a bit minging, then yeah, maybe just wait and go the, because you can bring it up to your room as well. Yeah, I think you can bring drinks but not food. So Dexter's made a treasure map to show us which way to go around the ship, haven't you mate? Right, okay. Oh, there's a little X as well, right, okay, that must be where breakfast is.
No, that's where breakfast is.
I used to eat kiwis just with the skin on.
I like kiwi.
For those who are going to be dropping your kids off at the reef, or the nursery here, we did it one evening because Dex was insistent on going, and at about 7 PM they did like a supper thing where they got to choose between sandwiches and sausage rolls and stuff and fruit, and Dex loved it. So if you're struggling to get your kids to eat, being around other kids eating, that will probably help. He also did, like sort of yesterday afternoon, they did like mocktail creation. They do have different activities as well as just playtime. They do, yeah, it's called the teddy bear picnic, the meal that I just mentioned that they have at like 7 PM. Each evening they do have different activities planned, like a regular nursery. It's not just go and play, they do have different arts and crafts and stuff like that, which is really good. We brought one of Penny's baby bowls and baby spoon, just because even the teaspoons I think are a little bit too big for her, and it just made it a little bit easier to eat, because like you can pick up these little yogurts, so I've been emptying them in them just so it's easier for them to have some solid food. I'd highly advise bringing some Tupperware, so you could probably put some like yogurt in Tupperware or something, just especially with the weather like this, it'll keep the babies cool. So we're going to Haugesund today, and we've just got in the queue to get off the ship like a minute before it opened, and the front's only there, which just shows Alesund is a bit of an exception because of the skylift. Everyone's just queuing for that, so that was queued on the 3rd floor, up the 4th floor, and through the cabins a little bit.
Oh, I love that hat. Oh, brilliant.
Hello, Dexter.
So we've just got into Haugesund. Unlike any of the other ports, you're not right at the place you need to be. You're about a 10 or 15 minute walk out, and you'll actually find a lot of people getting on coaches. But we're just going to take the short walk in. I just don't want to be relying on a coach getting there and back. So yeah, we're just going to take the short walk in. So that walk in from the pier is about 15 minutes, but it's quite hilly because you do go up a bit, you have to go over a bridge. Fine, a little bit tough with a pram, but in general, I just do that as opposed to taking the coach, much easier. So just kind of underneath the bridge from the pier that we've just come across, is the Marilyn Monroe statue. Fun fact, put the statue here because we heard that Marilyn Monroe was from here. So
She's from here, or they thought she was from here.
I thought she was from here, but statue up. 3 years later, someone went, no, she's not. He went, okay. So we've reached kind of the main shopping strip called Haraldsgata, something like that, I think. Some of the shops are open at 9, a lot of them are open at 10, but this is sort of souvenir shops and just general high street shops. And cafes as well. Ice cream. So on the main shopping strip, there's 2 cool shops right next to each other. There's the little bookshop, I think that's what it says, which is a bookshop upstairs, like a kids' clothes shop downstairs, and then right next to it, Unknown Pleasures, which is like a cool, quirky second-hand shop that sells everything from elephant statues to typewriters and then Ouija boards. But yeah, right next to each other.
That clothes shop's amazing.
Yeah, Jen likes the clothes in that shop. It's
You
very,
literally
very,
buy everything.
very Scandinavian. One of the main tourist things to look at is this statue here I'm walking past now, pointing just like the statue. There's a good story behind it, but I completely forgot. I think it was gifted to the town like 100 years ago or something like that. The actual monument here with the little waterfalls, really genius the way it comes down here. It goes all the way down and channels itself down there. It's cool, it's like something you'd see from Indiana Jones. And he's asleep. This is why these baby carriers are good. You can look around and conk out whatever she wants.
Nico.
It's a cool little cafe again along the main strip of shops, just for a little Danish and a cup of tea. Down a little alleyway, we just spotted it as we walked past, called Nicho's Cafe. But it's really nice, there's upstairs seating as well, there's a toilet here, it's tiny inside, basically just a one man and basically...
I love that, it's what, yeah.
Basically for
it's what I love.
One man and a little shop, and these quirky sort of old school desks as planters and seats.
Yeah.
They're just ace.
And they also miss the H out of thank you. You see the little H.
Yeah, I like that. No one will know it. We did. Dex, you like your work here, mate? Are we awake? Big stretch. What? Hello. Two. So what have we got, Dex?
I got flagos and cookies in the milk.
Custard in the middle?
And yeah, and I got the
Right. So we just dropped Dex off at his nursery again because he just keeps asking to go. So today at 3 o'clock in the Limelight Club, there's like a circus show on with circus performance. Part of his nursery today, the learning part of the show, and going on like a little school trip to the Limelight Club to help the circus perform.
Oh really?
How good's that? And we're gonna go and see that. So he's going on a little school trip. How good's that? And we get to go and watch. He's only going to school in September, so this is our first taste of school. You know, school plays that are all rubbish to watch. We're now guilty of like going, oh my god, look, he's amazing, and it's rubbish. By the way, Jen's not well at the minute.
Yeah, I think I've got a cough from the air conditioning. That's why it sounds really bad.
Yeah, that's definitely worth considering. People talk about like cabin cough. There's like the recirculated air in the aircon. On cruise ships, we definitely kind of, well, Jen in particular and the baby, I fell victim to that. The baby's been coughing quite a bit. She's just overcome an ear infection actually and a bit of a sore throat, and Jen's kind of picked one up. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily panic, especially if you've got kids with the coughing and stuff, because hers has been literally on and off with us coming back to the cabin and staying in.
I've heard people who have balcony rooms always have like the windows open and doors open a little bit, bit of airflow, but obviously we've not got that option.
So Jen she just sounds ill. So we just went to see Dex in the circus. Dex was a dancing monkey, weren't you, mate? We couldn't do any filming in there, so we haven't really got any footage of any of the acts, but honestly, it was brilliant. The staff there basically had their own little group of kids, and they all had like tigers jumping through a burning hoop, and a magician and clowns and stuff, and it was the time they put into it and managed to turn it around like an hour and a half. He's been there, it was brilliant, it was really, really good. And the kids were loving it, and he was buzzing to see us as well, like he was on his first little trip. So thanks to the staff of Splashes and the reef in general, that was just really good.
Just a general point on your cards when you're on board the ship. So these basically become your passports again on and off the ship. You have to have these with you when you get on and off the ship. Do not lose them. I'm sure there's a way of replacing them, but I'm sure it's not easy. You also use these for onboard purchases because you link them to a bank card, and after you get off the ship, all of your payments on it are paid off at once with your bank. People have said they panic a little bit because it's kind of like a pending payment in your bank and then it gets paid off and seemingly looks like it's coming out twice. That's not the case. But they're really easy to use. You just scan them when you buy stuff. People at like the bar and shops scan them. Something to consider that I don't necessarily think is easier, but a lot of people on board wear these on lanyards, so they have them with them at all times and know where they are around their necks. Because we've been kind of doing everything together, I've just kept hold of them all at once. Probably not the safest, but at the same time a lanyard could easily fall off your neck or be left somewhere, but just something to consider, whatever's easier for you. These things are basically like your life when you're on board, so yeah, keep hold of them.
So we spoke to some people before and we were trying to get an idea of how many people were on the ship and how close to capacity it was. Apparently the ship's at capacity right now, which is about 5,000 passengers and about 800 staff, I believe. This ship does not feel packed. It doesn't feel empty. It doesn't feel packed. I would say it's busy. There's enough, like a little bit of hustle and bustle, but it doesn't feel packed at all. The only thing I would say when it feels slightly busy is when you're at the lifts, but apart from that, the ship in general, the restaurant availability, the jacuzzis, the hallways when you're walking around, honestly, it doesn't feel busy. So even at capacity, Iona doesn't feel like a busy ship. Jen just made a good point actually, and one of the reasons it might feel not as busy as it probably should, because the weather's been so nice, people might be evenly dispersed around the ship in terms of like sun lounges and on the decks and the jacuzzis and the pool everywhere. If it was raining, pouring down or freezing, everyone might, you know, scurry to the same places like the atrium and the restaurants. So maybe that's got something to do with it, you know, nice weather, people evenly dispersed. Good point. So today is our last day on the cruise and it's a day at sea, so we're just on the ship today. So we're going to make a point of trying to hit up as many little things that we've done previously and we like, and also new classes that we've not done. So I've been up early, I've gone to the gym, so I've not gone to the gym yet, by the way, the gym is really good. And now we're going to go to a little TOPS class with Dex and Penny. Also, we've only just noticed for the first time on the entire cruise, the Keys, the three Keys restaurants also do breakfast. We just literally walked past them to do like buttermilk pancakes and waffles, and you also do a full English. Yeah, gutted. Maybe get that tomorrow morning before we go. So Jen's just surprised me to some pancakes of my own and some poached egg and salmon. No! We've also come to a pirate workshop where I think you get to make your own pirate hats. That'll be cool. I think you get to do a little treasure hunt as well. You got syrup under your eye.
For our most brave pirates here.
I got a burger.
What have you got, a burger?
Yeah.
You've eaten just the bread, haven't you? Big mussels. Can you put them on the till? And that one says Iona.
What does it say?
That just says Toblerone.
Oh, wow.
What have we got?
Chocolate.
Chocolate for Mummy. Mummy loves Toblerone. So we've just bought Jen some Toblerone because it's one of her favourite chocolate, and if you wanted a little memento, a cheap memento to take home, show the rating on it. Show the rating, flip it around. You can get ones that say Iona on, which are really cool. Just on the box, but you know, it's cool. Like I say, good little memento you can come home with and keep the box, I suppose. Some mystery woman on the lift just give us this duck. Look, a pirate duck. That was nice of her, wasn't it?
Ho, ho.
What did the duck say? Ho ho quack, quack ho ho.
Yeah.
Quack ho quack. What did it go? Ho ho quack. What did it do? So we just got our disembarkation paperwork through.
basically you've got two options. One, you can keep all your bags with you and make sure you're basically getting off the ship from 7:30 onwards on deck 6, that's what we've been told. Or you can stay on a little bit longer and disembark between ours would be 9:35 to 9:45, but that would mean you'd have to leave your bags outside the room the night before and then go to, you know, the clubhouse, deck 8, 9:35 to 9:45 and wait for your bags. Is that how it works? So basically, the night before you leave your bags outside your room, then ours would be 9:35 to 9:45. We'd go to the clubhouse, then they would let you leave the ship in groups to avoid congestion. Then once you get off the ship, you get your bags. Personally, I think there's so much margin for error. You're going to be waiting in queues. That sounds like a faff. So we're going to do the early disembarkation, have our breakfast between 6 and 7 probably. It does say you have to be out of the cabin by 8. So we're going to be out by then. I'm hoping we're off the ship by 8. I don't know what the queues would be like with parking if you wait and leave your baggage and then disembark in groups with everyone else. Surely that is a nightmare and it's really busy. We're going to try the early one because after breakfast we're not going to be doing anything else on the ship. We need to get on the road and drive from Southampton back up to Liverpool, so that's what we're going to do. So we wanted to do things that we hadn't done today, and one of the things I wanted to do was go to like a little seminar or one of the chats, and they had one on like foot care, which seems a bit random, but I thought it might be something interesting from a running perspective. Anyway, first 20 minutes was like really informative about like posture and how it can affect it and stuff, and I was like, alright, okay. And then as I anticipated, why I've delayed going to these for so long, the last 10 minutes was like rigorous, hard sell shoe inserts about, well, not, it was basically inserts for arch supports, which I'll tell you about in a minute, but it was like so aggressive. It was just like, buy these now. Here's a breakdown of exactly how much it'll cost you a day. Buy or die. Yeah, how much it'll cost you a day. I was going to go to a Citizen Breitling Tudor talk about watches because I love watches, but I anticipated it would basically be, here's some watches that good, buy these. I anticipate it probably will be that. There's also like, there's a herbal remedies chat in about 10 minutes which we're going to go to, but it will ultimately be the same thing. Herbal remedies are good because of X, Y and Z, really, really good. You know, natural's best, costs very little. Buy this package, which is probably expensive.
There's like a facial one as well, a handbag one,
there was
a
a facial
one
that Jem was going to go to, there was a jewellery one, there was a handbag one, but I imagine they're all ultimately the same. They're just in boutiques. There's like no secret, I kind of anticipate that, but yeah, that was really good for like the first 20 minutes, I think though, because it might have been contrived, the information we were given here, but that's just me being silly. It did conveniently lead into the bam 10 minutes. It was like a flick of a switch, like you put like the sparkly jacket on and become a salesman. Salted caramel eclair from Costa. This is not included. How much were they? Like £3 or something?
I don't know, it doesn't tell you the price.
Tell you the price.
It's just a card.
That's an extensive review. Buy this, it's nice. I can't remember if I've talked about the shops or not, but there's quite a few shops really on the 7th deck. But they're mostly sort of like jewellery and perfume and
like what you'd find in an airport.
Yeah, basically like duty-free style shops, and they don't really have deals on. They say they have deals, but yeah, they're okay. I've walked around them several times and not really found any good deals. They do have like a more of a Norway general tourist shop just in the middle.
And a P&O one as well.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, and like a P&O branded one, so you can buy like P&O and IONA t-shirts and tote bags and things like that. So there is kind of the tacky tourist shops if you want them, but the majority of them are sort of highbrow jewellery and stuff like that. I might have briefly mentioned how expensive it would be to use data while you're in like maritime data. I don't know exactly how much it is, but I overheard a woman earlier saying that it was £18 a day to use your data. So just as a frame of reference, we've been paying £2.50 when at certain ports, so £2.50 a day to use our EE data remotely compared to £18. So we've come to another Creative Waves session, which is like an arts and crafts thing, and it's supposed to be map making, but we're basically just making. They told us to bring the magazine, the Horizon magazine, to make a map, but we're making like a mood board out of the magazine. Ah, right, next one.